Where men go as one. Conrad wishes to thank you for all you've done in such a short time. Oh.
Owing to the efforts of you all, we have accomplished a great deal in a short time. The Resistance thanks you for your service, Scions.
I see operations here have been proceeding apace in my absence. Welcome back, brother dearest. I take it your efforts to gather new recruits were successful. Indeed. There were several amongst the Scions' ranks that were quite eager to take part in our joint endeavor with the Resistance, whom I am come to present. I can't read.
Commander Kemp, if I may. My name is Ehrenwald Letinus. Letinus? A half-breed, as you can doubtlessly tell. I'm here to fight for a free Alamigo. For an Alamigo where women like my mother are never made to suffer. I pray you grant me this honor. You are a true-born son of Gurbania, same as me. This is not my honor to grant, but yours to freely take. Welcome, brother. With our swelling ranks, and the aid of the Eorzean Alliance and the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, I believe we'll soon be in a position to seize the initiative. Once our new recruits have received sufficient training, I will propose to General Alden that we all draw plans for an assault on Castellum Voladina. Then, in the meantime, we will make what precautions we can. Preparations. I can't read today. It's fine. Let's go. Da-da-da. Is it still cussing? Oh, shit. Meanwhile, in the royal palace of Alamigo. Not gonna lie, that jump scared me.
Alliance forces have occupied Castrum Oriens and taken up positions along the length of the wall. Our patrols have engaged their reconnaissance parties on site, but there have been no significant exchanges, save one. A unit tasked with field testing prototype Magitech weapons was attacked. The weapons were destroyed, with the unit sustaining near-total casualties.
Near-total? Go on.
My lord, there was but a single survivor from the unit in question, which falls under my command. According to his report, they were ambushed by a contingent of Eorzean Alliance regulars, abetted by Resistance insurgents.
A simple ambush and only one survivor. A fine day's work. The stubbornness to survive is not without worth. He may live. However, the 12th is no place for the weak.
He shall be relegated at once, my lord. As you say, the 12th is no place for cowards who count their lives more precious than the cause.
Indeed, indeed. We have no need of cowards.
I won't lie, he has hips for days, though.
My lord,
Cowards. Who defer critical missions to their subordinates, who hide within their castra, never meeting their prey in battle, never staring into the whites of their eyes. Why? When confronted with a heretofore unknown icon, did we surrender the wall to the Alliance? Because my honored father, in his infinite wisdom, has not seen fit to grant us leave to march on their lands. Accordingly, we have extended an invitation to our neighbors. Gir Abania is where we shall host them. The field upon which we shall enjoy the sport of kings. Patience is paramount. Cornered animals may have spirit, but they are ultimately predictable and very poor sport. But if one dangles the promise of freedom before them while nipping at their heels to stoke their passion, then things become interesting. It is a delicate dance, one which asks much of my hounds. And so I put the question to you, my fellow huntsman. How shall we deal with these savages?
Ain't nobody want to say anything.
My lord, I have a proposal.
Silence, Alamegan! You do forget yourself! Only by the grace of Lord Van Baelsar were you afforded a place here, and that in name alone. We have no need of your proposals, savage.
I mean, did anyone else stand forward, though?
This savage yearns to hunt her own. The floor is yours, Commander.
Thank you, my lord.
It actually said her name there, though, which we did not learn, so interesting. But her name's Fordola, as you can see.
Right then. I've got duties to attend to. Mayhap we could assist you with said duties. We are here to help, after all. The three of you have been busy, so I will understand if you require time to rest. If not, however, it would seem sensible to assist our allies with the preparations. We'd be grateful for any and all help you can offer. If you ask around, I guarantee you won't want for work.
I don't need any of these earrings. Let's go. I'm gonna keep checking up on Bear, though. Make sure he's not grooming it. Future rust, future dust. Beeves is certain he has seen you somewhere before.
I beg your pardon. The man who bested Geist Van Baelsar wishes to offer me his assistance? I say, this is highly irregular. Though I have heard it said you had a penchant for aiding a common man. In which case, before the occupation I was a humble historian. While my duties leave me scarce time for aught else, I think it important that these momentous events be recorded for the benefit of future generations. Primary sources are indispensable, and I had a mind to question a number of my fellow freedom fighters, ask them their motivations for taking up the cause and so forth. You may take down their statements in this log, and, Kat, thank you for your service. Now and ever after.
Okay.
I was just a cook before all this. Simple fare, really. Had a chance to lend a hand and help feed some refugees one day. I took a liking to the fighters. They believed, you know? And there's always a need for cooks, or at least people who can work with whatever their forage and parties turn up. That makes sense. Wait, why can I interact with you again? Oh. That's something else entirely. Wait, what?
Why? Why indeed. To save lives, perhaps. Or to make amends for the ones I couldn't. My father and my brothers were worked to death while building a castrum. What did it matter to the Garleans, eh? More where that came from. After that, I couldn't keep on doing nothing.
That's fair.
Are you the Icon Slayer? Damned if I know why you'd bother asking someone like me why I joined the Resistance, but it's simple. If I wasn't fighting for Ala Mhigo, I'd be fighting for the Empire. You're either with them or you're not. And if you're with them, you may as well make the most of it. Food, training, citizenship if you live long enough. You'll die stealing someone else's land, like it is not, but that's the choice. But me, I'd rather die here. Why'd I join the Resistance? Well, if you must know, it was to avenge a friend the Imperials butchered before my very eyes back in Ala Mhigo. We owned a stall in the markets, and a passing soldier snatched up a piece of fruit. He spoke out before I could stop him, only to get a fulm of steel in the gut for his troubles. I found my way here, and that was that.
Alright, fair.
Well met, Kat. Have you spoken with the freedom fighters as I asked?
Here you go.
As fascinating as they are varied. You have a knack for convincing others to bare their hearts to you. I could not have done better myself. Many years from now, when these tempestuous times pass into memory, their accounts will serve as a window into the struggle. We must never forget, my friend. Never.
Alright. A dash of green. Helissa considers the cook pot with a frown. You want to help, do you? Seeing as how I'm in no position to leave the stew pot unattended, could you go and ask Tebe for a variety of herbs? 6 sprigs or so of whatever he's got on hand should suffice. It's not as haphazard as it may seem. Depending on the recipe, it don't really matter what sort of you add, so long as you add something. I'll be here when you get back. Herbs, is it? 6 sprigs of whatever's on hand? Afraid I can't spare that much. You'll take 2 and be glad of it. The remainder you'll have to gather yourself. Shouldn't be much of a bother, though. You'd be surprised what you can find growing underfoot, even in the Reach.
Okay.
Fragrant herbs.
Give them to me.
And I'm innocent? Never.
It's like muscle memory to do a controller. Oops, to do the joysticks.
But that makes sense, though. Kind of like how I don't want to do keyboard and mouse. It makes sense. Nom nom.
Fatigue's no fucking joke.
Hi, Bear. You gonna land that? Alright. Ah, there you are. Got those herbs I asked for? Thanks, that'll do nicely. And, sorry to impose on you, sir. Thought you were another new recruit. Didn't realize until after that you were, But to answer the question, that's probably on your mind, yes. It's always like this. Never enough food or supplies to go around. All the more reason to be grateful for when our countrymen can spare some for the cause, though that comes at a cost too. Too many villages, too many children more deserving than us. But a man can't fight on an empty stomach, can he? So we partake, as we must, and we never lose sight of the dream.
Bear want food reward. He do. He's like, I was good and let you rub my ears. You wayward brothers. The Ananta battlemaid is not one to be trifled with.
You look like a strider in search of comrades in need. If so, I have a task for you. I am a trainer, and I was told to expect new recruits this eve. Yet nary a one has come. Perhaps they were given the wrong time or location. I do not know. They number 5 in all. These would-be warriors. Send them to me, so should you chance to find them.
How? The actual fuck do you get that one? I know, I'm late. But I had to say a prayer for my sister first. After what the Imperials did to her, death was a mercy. Well, that's sad. Huh, training? Gah. I was so busy practicing to impress the others that I completely forgot. Thank you. Bro, you got own a clock or something. 1,000 pardons. So preoccupied was I with the question of whether Alamigo should be a monarchy or a republic that neglected to attend my training. How silly, I know. Until we drive the Imperials from our lands, the question is moot. The teacher calls for me? I see. We were discussing strategies for disabling Magitech armor, you see, and... yes, of course. There is no time, if you would excuse me. Yeah, not just like these motherfuckers. Oh, bugger. You were sent by the snake, weren't you? I heard 1 in 4 recruits doesn't live through her training. That can't be true, right? Oh, bugger, oh, bugger. Don't believe everything you hear.
All recruits are present and accounted for. My thanks to you, Strider. Not all appreciate the rigor with which I train my recruits. Some favor a gentler approach, as if the Imperials will be so kind. 'Tis a thankless job to teach, some say, but I say their survival is thanks enough. Fare you well.
Aww. Oh, that makes sense. Token of faith, the swarthy resistance fighter is at its wit's end. Damn it all, where could it have gotten to? Oh, pardon me, fellow lover of freedom and justice. You haven't seen a ward of the Destroyer anywhere, have you? Maybe on the ground? As if a certain bloody fool had dropped it? Aye, I'd be him. I had it this morning, that much I know for certain. And I've not left the Reach since. So it's gotta be around here somewhere. If you've got a moment to spare, would you be willing to help me search? I spent some time near the Temple of the Fist earlier, so it might be there. As for me, I'll look around near the officer's pavilion. They're hardly rare, I know, but I could just easily buy another. But even so, please help me find it. I'll help you, buddy. Snacky done. I found it! That was easy enough. Did you not check your path? I swear I've searched high and low, but it just won't turn up. Oops. 7 hells, that's the one. That's me lucky ward. You're a godson, brother. Before I was born, my mother made a pilgrimage to the Temple of the Fist, where she, like many others, received the blessing of the monks. And then Theodoric came and burned it all to the ground, the mad bastard. And after him came the Garleans, who cared even less for our beliefs. But I still keep to the old ways, as many others do. And when my son is born, I'll teach him the stories in the scripture as my mother taught me. Aww. Aww. Alright. Crossing the Velodina. Alphino has been making himself useful to the Resistance. With that, another task is complete. Ah, Kat, I hear you've been keeping busy. Aye, that he has, and we thank him for it. It pleases me to inform you that our new recruits have completed their initial training and stand ready to contribute. As discussed, Monago, I would have you present my proposal for an assault on Castrum Velodina to General Alden personally. Of course, sir. Are you and yours planning to return to Castrum Oriens before the operation? If so, why don't we travel together? I don't really remember Monaco's voice. That seems a fine suggestion, but I must consult my comrades ere we depart. Very well. I will await you at the pass, but not too long. Okay. I expect Kryl and Ishtola will wish to remain here to support the, Kyrugans, the healers. Nevertheless, we should go and ask them. Okay. Oh. Is aught amiss? I see. That would explain the sudden flurry of activity outside. This joint operation marks a
turning point in our conflict with the Garleans. For the first time, the Resistance and the Alliance shall go on the offensive and attempt to recapture an Imperial outpost in occupied territory. Personally, I believe it is imperative that we offer them our full support. As was the case with Ishgard, however, that is not a choice to be made lightly, nor less on others' behalves. This is war, and every scion must decide what part he or she would play. I'll fight. For Alamigo, for my father, for Ida. I'm in it till the end. The choice was made for us ere we were born, brother, when the Empire marched on Eorzea. They will stop at nothing to subjugate or slaughter us all. Van Belsar and Van Darnus were but the first to try. Though your fervor is surprising, I cannot dispute your logic. At the first risk of repeating myself, I am of course of the same mind. The present situation is untenable, and further complicated by the existence of Ilberd's Primal. I believe we have no recourse but to directly and openly intervene. I thought this a foregone conclusion, given our actions thus far, but if you require renewed affirmation, then yes, I am still wholly committed to this cause, for it is ultimately the selfsame cause I have served since I first pledged to serve Master Louis Swan's Circle of Knowing, the salvation of Eorzea by any means necessary. That said, I shall refrain from taking the field on this occasion. There are many here who require further treatment, and doubtless more to come after. I came here from Menphilia, and that hasn't changed. However, I'd like to stay with Ishtola for now and tend to the wounded. As for you, Kat, you are, to quote our dear friend Lord Edmont, the man who slew Gaius Van Belsar and some half-dozen primals besides. Your presence may well prove the difference between victory and defeat. Many look at you as a hero, and heap great expectations upon your shoulders. But you, like every scion, must decide for yourself. I'll fight. The Empire poses too great a threat. We can but carry on. For those we have lost, for those we can yet save. As long as there's a battle to be fought, I'll be there. To be frank, Alfie, this isn't my fight, but I will do what I must. We can but carry on. For those we have lost, for those we can yet save, I'll say. I keep saying that, I think. Well said indeed. Take care, Ishtola, Kryl, and do not hesitate to contact us should you require assistance. Lise, I would ask that you remain here, by Conrad's side. We should go, or Monaga will leave without us. Might I persuade you to join us, Kat? Should you wish to give your decision further consideration, Castroborians would seem an apt place to do it. You need not answer right away. I am sure I can convince Monaga to wait a little longer. All right. So you will be accompanying us? Full glad am I to hear it. All set? Excellent. Then let us be off. Okay. Speak with Robon. That wasn't Robon. Just kidding.
Welcome back, comrades. What news?
Greetings, General. I am come from Commander Kemp's behest to brief you on the latest developments at the Reach. Our recruitment efforts have exceeded expectations. In addition to welcoming many motivated young Alamegans, our ranks have been bolstered by the arrival of a number of experienced veterans, thanks in large part to the efforts of the Scions. As a consequence, we are now able to field... I can't read. It's fine. As a consequence, we are now able to field half a dozen new recruits, with more being trained as we speak.
Good. I gather Conrad is eager to strike while the iron's hot.
Just so, General. He proposes that we begin preparations for a joint operation to recapture Castellum Velodina. Capture Velodina? That will not be easy. It will, however, be necessary if we are to ever push east towards the capital.
There is no profit in delay. It is only a matter of time before the Garleans learn of our plans and summon reinforcements. The Alliance hereby accepts Commander Kemp's proposal. Tell him to take no chances. Bring every able-bodied Alamegan who can wield a weapon. Pippin, I want Veladina watched. Assess its defenses. Every fortress has a weakness, and I would know this one's.
If there is no objection, General, might the Scions join Marshal Tarupin?
By all means. If that is all, let us be about it.
Let's go!
Hey, Alice.
Conrad and the General are of one mind, it seems. I only wish I could say the same. While this aggressive strategy may well profit us in the end, what losses will we suffer in the meantime? Anyway, we should speak with the Vice Marshal about this reconnaissance mission and see how he would like to proceed.
Okay. Whomst? And where are they?